Welcome back to Farmyard Care, where backyard gardens, small farms, and homesteads become more productive and rewarding. If you compost scraps, grow vegetables, raise birds, or dream of making your land pay for itself, this video is for you. Let me ask you something. When you look across your garden, backyard, or pasture, do you ever wonder, is my land working for me, or am I the only one doing the work? After years around animals, soil, feed, bedding, and seasonal work, I can tell you this: many homesteaders are sitting on a hidden income source. While people argue about chicken egg prices, smart farmers and backyard producers are quietly earning real money from a bird many still ignore. That bird is the duck. We are talking about hardworking breeds that forage through grass, clean up insects, hunt slugs around garden beds, lower feed costs, and produce what chefs, bakers, and premium buyers now call liquid gold. For decades, duck eggs were treated like a farmyard extra, but the market has changed. Health-conscious families, home bakers, restaurant chefs, and local food buyers are discovering what experienced farmers already know. Duck eggs are large, rich, and powerful in the kitchen. They are often about 50% larger than chicken eggs, with more protein, more richness, and a deep golden yolk that looks too beautiful to be real. Serious bakers love them because their fat and protein content can help create taller cakes, softer pastries, thicker sauces, and creamy custards. When a customer cracks one open and sees that dense orange yolk spreading across the pan like melted gold, they understand the value immediately. Now let's talk numbers. Chicken eggs may sell for only a few dollars per dozen, but premium duck eggs can bring around $7 to $12 per dozen, especially when sold to bakers, chefs, health-focused families, and loyal local customers. Demand is rising and supply is still far behind, but here is the catch. Breed choice changes everything. Choose the wrong duck, and you may face high feed bills, low egg numbers, and frustration. Choose the right breed, and one bird can give you up to 300 eggs a year while helping your land by foraging, controlling pests, and turning unused space into value. Today, I'm going to walk you through 7 rare duck breeds that can transform the way you see your farmyard. Some are egg-laying machines, some bring beauty and rarity. Some are natural pest control workers. Some can create more than one income stream from the same land. Grab a cup of coffee, stay with me until the end, and if you love practical farming, backyard livestock, gardening, and turning land into something productive, make sure to subscribe to Farmyard Care. Now let's step into the world of liquid gold. 1. The Khaki Campbell, the engine of reliability. Now, if we are going to build a serious duck egg operation, we have to begin with the breed that many experienced farmers consider the backbone of production: the Khaki Campbell. If you remember only one name from this first part of the list, make it this one. The Khaki Campbell was developed in England in the late 1800s by Adele Campbell, a woman who wanted a practical farm duck that could outlay the other birds around her. And she did not just improve egg production a little, she created one of the most dependable laying ducks in the world. A strong Khaki Campbell can average around 300 eggs a year, and some high-performing strains may go beyond that. Think about what that means for a small homestead. One bird properly cared for can give you nearly an egg a day across the year. Multiply that by a small flock, and suddenly your backyard is no longer just a place you maintain. It becomes a working part of your household income. But the real beauty of the Khaki Campbell is not only the number of eggs, it is how efficiently this duck produces them. These birds do not need fancy housing, complicated systems, or a luxury setup to perform well. Give them safe shelter, clean bedding, good water, quality feed, and space to forage, and they will work with the land. They are active, alert, and excellent foragers. During the day, they move through grass and garden edges searching for bugs, slugs, seeds, and small pests that many gardeners spend time and money trying to control. Every insect they eat is a little less pressure on your plants and a little less feed you need to buy. For a farmer, gardener, or homesteader who wants steady production without unnecessary complexity, the Khaki Campbell is a powerful starting point. It is not the flashiest duck on the farm, but it may be the one that quietly pays you back every single morning. 2. The Welsh Harlequin, the commercial power of rarity. And once you understand the value of reliable production, the next step is understanding the value of story. Because in today's local food market, people do not only buy eggs, they buy trust, beauty, heritage, and connection. That brings us to breed number 2, the Welsh Harlequin. The Welsh Harlequin is one of those ducks that can make someone stop walking at a farm tour or farmer's market and ask, "What kind of bird is that?" It is elegant, calm, and visually beautiful, with soft colors that look almost hand-painted. But its value goes much deeper than appearance. This breed was discovered in Wales in 1949 by Leslie Bonnet as a color mutation, and today it is considered a rare heritage breed. That rarity matters. For farmers who understand marketing, a rare breed is not just an animal. It is a story you can share with every customer who cares about ethical farming, biodiversity, and preserving old farm genetics. When you sell eggs from a Welsh Harlequin flock, you are not simply saying, "Here are duck eggs." You are saying, "These eggs come from a rare breed that deserves to survive." That creates emotional value, and emotional value can become commercial value when you are selling to the right customers. And the best part is that Welsh Harlequins are not just pretty birds with a good story. They are also strong layers. Many flocks can produce more than 300 large, creamy white eggs a year under good conditions. That means you get rarity, beauty, and production in the same bird. They are also known for being calm and manageable, which matters more than beginners realize. A peaceful flock is easier to work with, easier to show visitors, and less stressful around a small farm. If you host farm tours, sell directly to families, or want birds that add charm to your property while still producing serious income, the Welsh Harlequin gives you something special. A rare duck that can turn both eggs and heritage into profit. 3. The Indian Runner, the upright pest control army. Now let's move from reliable egg production and rare breed value to one of the most unforgettable ducks you will ever see on a farm, the Indian Runner. The first time you see an Indian Runner, you almost have to smile. Most ducks move low and heavy, waddling close to the ground, but the Indian Runner stands tall and upright, almost like a walking bottle or a bowling pin with feathers. And when they move across a field, they do not simply waddle, they run with purpose. But that unusual shape is not just for entertainment. It is part of what makes this breed so useful on working land. Indian Runners are built for movement. They are active, fast, and constantly searching. They can cover a surprising amount of ground in a garden, orchard, or pasture while hunting insects, larvae, small pests, and tender weeds. For generations, farmers in parts of Southeast Asia have used runner-type ducks in rice fields because they can move through wet areas, clean up pests, and help support the land without heavy chemicals. That is exactly the kind of natural partnership many modern homesteaders are trying to bring back. If you grow vegetables, fruit trees, berries, or even just maintain a grassy backyard, Indian Runners can become a living pest control team. They move through the space, clean as they go, and reduce some of the pressure that insects place on your crops. And while they are working, they are also producing. A good Indian Runner can lay around 225 to 325 eggs a year, depending on the strain, care, feed, and environment. So instead of spending money only on pest control and feed, you have a bird that helps clean the land and returns value through eggs. That is what I call a true farm partnership. The duck eats from the land, protects the garden, lowers your workload, and then pays you back in liquid gold. 4. The Magpie duck, the quiet producer of colorful eggs. And now for anyone raising animals near neighbors, close fences, or a small backyard, this next breed deserves special attention. Breed number 4 is the Magpie duck, and for many small homesteads, it may be one of the most practical choices on this entire list. The Magpie gets its name from its beautiful markings, often black and white or blue and white, giving it a clean, eye-catching appearance. It is the kind of duck that looks charming in a small flock and adds instant character to a farmyard. But what makes the Magpie especially valuable is not only what it does, it is what it does not do. This breed is known for being quieter than many other ducks. Instead of constant loud quacking, magpies often communicate in softer, more subdued tones. For a backyard keeper, that can make the difference between peaceful farming and complaints from the house next door. And then comes the market advantage. Magpie ducks can produce eggs in beautiful natural shades, including white, cream, blue, and sometimes green. Now imagine placing a carton of those assorted duck eggs on your farmer's market table. Before you even explain the flavor or richness, people stop and look. Color sells the story before you say a word. A mixed carton feels special, handmade, and connected to the farm. Customers take photos, they ask questions, they remember you. So with the Magpie duck, you get a rare and attractive bird, a calmer farmyard presence, and a premium product that naturally creates conversation. For a small producer trying to stand out without adding noise or stress, that is a very powerful combination. 5. The Saxony duck, the cold, hardy guardian. As every farmer and gardener knows, the real test of a productive farm is not what happens on the easiest days. It is what happens when the weather changes, the ground gets cold, and the season becomes less forgiving. That is where breed number 5 becomes so valuable, the Saxony duck. Developed in Germany in the 1930s, the Saxony is a strong, dual-purpose heritage duck built with real farm resilience. It is also one of the most beautiful breeds you can keep. The males often carry a rich blue-gray head with a warm, buff gold body, while the females have a softer, cream-colored look that blends beautifully into a natural farmyard. But the true value of the Saxony is not just its appearance, it is its toughness. This is a cold, hardy breed that can continue producing when other birds slow down. Under good care, Saxony ducks can lay around 250 large white eggs a year, and that steady production can make a big difference when customers still want eggs during the colder months. And here is something many small farmers love once they see it in action. Saxony ducks are excellent slug and snail hunters. If you grow vegetables, herbs, leafy greens, or tender young plants, you already know how much damage slugs and snails can cause overnight. A Saxony flock can patrol the garden edges, clean up those soft-bodied pests, and help protect the crops you work so hard to grow. So with the Saxony, you are not just getting eggs. You are getting beauty, winter strength, garden protection, and a dependable bird that gives value back to the farm in more than one way. 6. The Ancona duck, the dual-stream powerhouse. And once you begin thinking like a true farm business owner, you start asking a different question. Not just, how many eggs can this bird lay, but how many useful income streams can this one breed create from the same land? That brings us to breed number 6, the Ancona duck. The Ancona is a practical, dual-purpose breed, and that makes it especially interesting for homesteaders who want flexibility. On the egg side, Ancona ducks can produce around 210 to 280 large, rich eggs per year. That is enough to support direct sales, local customers, bakers, or a small farm subscription system. But the Ancona does not stop there. It also has value as a meat bird, especially for farmers who want to build relationships with chefs, restaurants, or farm-to-table buyers. Its meat is known for being flavorful while carrying less fat than many standard commercial meat ducks, which can make it attractive for kitchens looking for something more refined and heritage-focused. Imagine having a local chef who buys your premium duck eggs for pastries, custards, and sauces, while also asking for high-quality heritage duck for seasonal dinner menus. That kind of relationship is powerful because it creates repeat business. You are no longer depending only on one Saturday market or one kind of customer. With the Ancona duck, your farm can offer both liquid gold eggs and a second premium product from the same flock. For anyone trying to make a small piece of land more profitable, that kind of dual-purpose value is hard to ignore. 7. The Golden 300 Hybrid, the master of maximum output. Finally, we come to breed number 7, and this one is for the farmer who looks at the numbers first, the person who wants dependable volume, full egg baskets, steady customer supply, and maximum production from every square foot of land. This is the Golden 300 Hybrid. Unlike the heritage breeds we have talked about, the Golden 300 was not built mainly around history, rarity, or old farm genetics. It is a modern hybrid developed with one clear purpose: to lay a tremendous number of large, jumbo-sized duck eggs while remaining healthy, active, and practical for real farm use. A well-managed Golden 300 can average around 290 to 320 jumbo eggs per year. That puts this duck among the strongest egg producers in the poultry world. For a farmer selling to bakers, restaurants, food subscriptions, or regular local customers, that consistency matters. Customers do not only want a beautiful story, they want to know you can deliver every week. And this is where smart flock planning becomes powerful. Many successful small farms do not rely on just one breed. They use Golden 300s as the production engine, the birds that keep the egg supply steady. Then they add breeds like the Welsh Harlequin, Magpie, or Saxony for beauty, rarity, color, and premium storytelling. That combination gives you the best of both worlds: volume for dependable income and heritage appeal for higher value marketing. If your goal is to build a serious duck egg business, the Golden 300 can become the strong foundation that keeps your customers coming back. Bonus: the strategy, bringing it all together. Now that you know the 7 breeds, let's bring this back to real farm life. Because a duck is not just a duck when you understand how to choose, feed, house, and market it properly. It becomes part of a working system. Let's look at the math in a simple way. If you keep 20 ducks and each one averages about 280 eggs a year, that gives you around 5,600 eggs. That is about 467 dozen eggs from a small flock. If you sell those eggs at a conservative $8 per dozen, you are looking at more than $3,700 a year. If you position them as premium eggs for bakers, chefs, farm-to-table restaurants, or loyal local customers at $12 per dozen, that same flock can bring in more than $5,000 a year. Now imagine scaling that to 100 ducks with proper land, good management, and steady buyers. You could be looking at more than $18,000 annually from eggs alone. Of course, there are costs, and good farming always requires planning. But the opportunity is real when the birds are productive and your market is strong. The key is keeping your costs under control. Ducks are valuable because they can work with the land. They forage for insects, slugs, snails, seeds, and small greens. They can turn parts of your farmyard into food gathering space. And in many places around the world, farmers have learned to reduce feed costs by using safe agricultural byproducts, garden extras, and kitchen scraps as supplements. Models like the kandang indelik approach in Indonesia remind us of a simple farming truth. Waste can become value when you manage it wisely. Every pound of feed your ducks gather naturally, or every safe supplement you source locally, increases your profit per egg. And caring for ducks is often simpler than beginners imagine. Ducks do not roost like chickens, so they do not need high perches or complicated coop designs. What they need is clean, dry bedding, good ventilation, protection from predators, and water deep enough for them to dip their bills and keep their eyes and nasal passages clean. You do not need a giant pond to start. A clean, simple water setup, managed properly, can keep ducks healthy and comfortable. Give them safety, cleanliness, fresh water, good feed, and room to forage, and they will reward you with eggs, pest control, and life in the farmyard. The conclusion. At the end of the day, when you stand at a farmer's market, speak with a local chef, or hand a carton of eggs to a neighbor, you are not only selling food, you are selling trust. You are selling a story that no industrial shelf can copy. You are the farmer. You know what your birds ate. You know how they moved through the grass in the morning, how they chased bugs after the dew lifted, and how they helped turn your land into something more productive. You know why that yolk is deeper, richer, and more beautiful than the pale eggs sitting under supermarket lights. That authenticity is your advantage. If you ever sell duck eggs at a market, let the product speak. Crack one into a clear bowl. Let people see that deep orange yolk. Let them understand why so many bakers, chefs, and health-conscious buyers call it liquid gold. Sometimes one real demonstration can turn a curious visitor into a loyal customer faster than any sales pitch. So let me ask you again, is your land working for you? The Khaki Campbell gives you reliable volume. The Welsh Harlequin gives you rarity and heritage value. The Indian Runner gives you movement, foraging, and pest control. The Magpie gives you quiet beauty and colorful eggs. The Saxony gives you cold weather strength. The Ancona gives you dual income potential. And the Golden 300 gives you raw production power. Each breed has a role. Each one can change how your farmyard functions. And with the right plan, even a small piece of land can become more productive, more beautiful, and more profitable. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 7 duck breeds caught your attention the most? Would you choose the steady power of the Khaki Campbell, the rare beauty of the Welsh Harlequin, or the maximum output of the Golden 300? Drop your answer in the comments because your questions and experiences help shape future videos here on Farmyard Care. If this video gave you a new idea for your garden, homestead, or small farm, please hit the like button so more farmers and backyard growers can discover this opportunity too. And make sure you subscribe to Farmyard Care because in the next video, we are going to talk about how to find premium buyers before your first duckling even arrives on the property. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and take wonderful care of your farmyard.